Do you ever feel like God is distant and you're just not hearing from Him? Maybe you're going through a tough time, and you feel like, if God is really there, why doesn't He speak to me? Why doesn't He tell me what to do? Why doesn't He give me some direction? Maybe you've even prayed a specific prayer and asked God for a specific sign or a specific direction. And you feel like, okay, God, if you're really there, if you really love me, you'll give me this sign. You'll direct me in this path. You'll lead me in this way. But it doesn't happen. And so you start to feel like God is distant. And maybe in those moments, you start to doubt if God really is there. If He really loves you, if He really cares about what's going on in your life. But I want to remind you today that God never leaves you. And even when you feel like He's distant, He's actually very near. One of the things that I've learned in my walk with Christ is that sometimes God allows us to go through certain things to increase our faith, to draw us closer to Him, to remind us that He is there. Think about the disciples in the boat when Jesus was in the storm. They were rowing, and they were working hard. And then all of a sudden, a wind starts to rise, and the waves start to crash. And they look over, and they see that Jesus was sleeping. They come, and they wake Him up, and they say, "Hey, we're gonna die. We're gonna perish. Help us. Save us." What does Jesus do? He rebukes the wind and the waves. He calms the storm. And the Bible says in that moment, there was a great calm. But think about what happened right after that. In verse 55, it says, "And He awoke, and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased. And He said to them, 'Where is your faith?'" In that moment, Jesus was showing the disciples something. He was reminding the disciples that even though they felt like they were in the middle of this raging storm, He was there. And sometimes, my friends, God will allow storms in your life to remind you that He is there. He may not be speaking to you in that season, because He wants you to look for Him. He wants you to seek Him. He wants you to trust Him in the midst of the storm. So if you're going through a difficult time in your life right now, know this: God is there. He may not be speaking to you right now because He wants you to look for Him, to seek Him, to trust Him in the midst of your circumstances. So don't ever feel like God is distant. Don't ever feel like God has left you. Because no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, He's always there. And He loves you so much.